This was the first sound design project I completed. I used examples from other sci-fi to create the sound of different interiors so that each character occupied their own space. For the space fight scene, I used a harsh filter in order to simulate the sound of a battle being in space. It would have been boring if the sound had been realistic space sounds of absolutely nothing. This was the part I enjoyed most of the project, trying to think about how each moving part of the mech worked and would sound, from the hydraulics to the impact to the echo from each movement. Then, I synced them up to what was happening on screen. In late 2019, I released several songs, the composition of which revolved around the use of ambient recordings and relevant samples to capture the thoughts, feelings, and experiences of particular locations I visited. When approaching composition for fast food, I used very similar techniques in order to compose the music and design the sound for the short clip. I began by collating materials relevant to the subject in order to give the project a clear direction and a collection of relevant reference material before I actually started putting sound to the image. On this particular project, I used my PlayStation to create all the reverb effects heard on this track. For some reason, the people who designed the audio player on the original PlayStation included the ability for you to add reverb to your CDs. So I burnt 2 CDs, one with all the instruments I wanted to have a very small sounding reverb, and the other with a really large sounding reverb. Put them into my PlayStation, and then recorded the output through the RCA cable. To be honest, I've never done this before, and I don't think anybody else has created reverb for music production this way before either. It was a lot of effort, it took about 30 minutes to do, and the payoff was not any more noticeable than it would have been had I done it in Ableton.